Thanks for joining us for another edition of The Small Business Show with Jim Fitzpatrick, exclusively on ASBN.com.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. You're watching another edition of the Small Business Show, exclusively right here at ASBN.com. As we gear up for the 16th year of the Small Business Saturday this weekend, which American Express launched back in 2010, today we are spotlighting one of the businesses that keeps our community strong. We're joined by Lyndsey Simpson from the Hendersonville Toy Company in North Carolina. She, I'm sure, is hard at work. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Lyndsey, and how Hendersonville Toy Company first came about and what brought it to life.
Sure. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Sure.
Like you said, my name's Lyndsey Simpson and I own Hendersonville Toy Company. We started back in 2022. We had a local toy store in town that was going to be closing, and I couldn't imagine our community of Hendersonville without a small town toy store. And so I thought, who better to own it than me? And once I got into it, I mean, there are so many things out there that you can offer your community with toys and books and games. And I just fell in love with the idea of being able to be a part of our local communities, families, and helping them, with their traditions and birthdays. And there's nothing better than helping somebody find the perfect gift.
Yeah, absolutely. You're like Mrs. Claus, especially this time of year, right?
Yeah, 100%. I am full elf mode right now.
Well, that is fantastic. That must have meant a lot to the people in that community for you to be able to keep that store open and that shop open. And who doesn't want to walk through a toy store and that's a local type business like that? I know it always catches me and our family when we're out shopping and what have you. And we always pick up something, find something, some unique toy or gift or what have you. So your community and business were hit pretty hard by Hurricane Helene. Can you walk us through and talk to us about those days and what it was like and the impact that it had in your business and your families, for that matter, and the families that you serve?
Yeah, so I'm originally from the state of Florida, so I have experienced many a hurricane. But Hurricane Helene hitting Western North Carolina was unlike anything I've seen. And we didn't really anticipate it, right? No one anticipated it to be as devastating as it was.
Right.
And so I think it kind of took us all by surprise. And from the very beginning, you couldn't really get anywhere. No one could get into the city of Hendersonville because all of the roads were flooded.
Wow.
And there was no cell phone service, so you couldn't communicate with anyone. So you had to do it old school and walk around and talk to your neighbors and get information and listen to the radio.
Oh my God.
But, in the immediate days following, the community really came together to support the families and the businesses. And like our business was closed for the first 2 weeks of October, which doesn't sound like very long, but the fourth quarter is when we get 50% of our revenue for the whole year.
Oh
so
wow.
To lose half of a month in that quarter was pretty devastating. But thankfully, since we got the grant from American Express, the Hurricane Recovery Grant, that really helped us be able to jumpstart the holiday season once we got into it. But even still after that, the families were struggling with trying to piece their lives back together. And so being able to get in front of them and still bring that Christmas joy was just so important after the hurricane.
I bet. And I just want to mention that you received a $5,000 grant from American Express and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation. Tell us a little bit more about that. That must have been, come as just a huge gift at the time, right? With all that you were going through.
Yes, for sure, because there were so many things that we were trying to manage with the business and with our house, and the damage of the house. And just trying to help the community. And so being able to not only apply for that grant, which was one of the easiest processes, which I was so thankful for.
Great.
But then when we got it, I was so surprised because I just thought, let's apply for it and see what happens.
Right.
It can't hurt, right? And then when we got the email that said that we received it, I was totally floored. I could not believe that they picked us.
That's right. That is fantastic. And American Express is right there at the forefront in situations like this. And really they have a vested interest really in how well that you do as well as a, you guys are partners, right? When you've got a company like American Express and your business working together to build your future, right?
Definitely, definitely. And I
Yeah,
think that that was really apparent through the Hurricane Recovery Grant Program,
sure.
because not only was it great to have the funds, but it was just nice. Like I said, they made the process easy. They got the money to us quickly. It was nice to feel so supported by such a large company, because sometimes whenever you're a small business, you can feel pretty small in the grand
Of
economic
course.
landscape. But they really made you feel like they're a partner with you in your business. And I'm really excited, because they told me that starting this Small Business Saturday, which is November 29th, they're going to be doing another Shop Small grant program for $20,000 grants that small businesses can apply for.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm
Wow.
hoping the folks that are watching this will be on the lookout for that and apply,
Absolutely.
because I definitely would encourage everyone to apply.
That is fantastic, and yeah, that I mean, you're living proof that you can actually get it and it works, and it comes at such an incredible time that you really need it. So this Saturday, as you mentioned, is all about shopping locally. What does that push shop small mean for a business like yours?
Yeah, I think it's important for a lot of folks to remember that, small businesses are what keep our communities running and
Yeah,
really make them feel like home,
that's
because
right.
you're supporting families that are your neighbors or the folks that you see in the grocery store.
Yeah,
And so I encourage folks to shop small all the time, obviously, but Small Business Saturday is really an exciting time for folks to shop locally in their community,
hmm,
get out and spend some of their, Black Friday spending money that they want to put out, with your local businesses. And it's fun for me to see the same families year after year, and kind of figure out what the elves are going to put together for their kids to help Santa out for
yeah.
Christmas.
That's fantastic. So, what makes your toy store unique? What do families love most about shopping with you?
Yeah, so we try to find and stock items that you're not going to find all over the place. So I
Hmm.
like to say that they're either sustainably made, STEM related, or somewhat otherwise unique, because sometimes some of the stuff is just plain cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But we try to have items that are going to encourage kids to use their imagination,
Hmm,
a lot of open ended play, so that, like, blocks and puzzles and things like that
sure.
will get them going. And then also things that are going to encourage intergenerational play, because we have a motto at Hendersonville Toy Company that fun has no age limit. So no matter how old you are, it's okay for you to pick up a toy and have fun with it. And
Sure.
we want to encourage all the generations of your family to play together.
That's right. That's right. And get off of the social media and get off of, your
The
playing.
screens. Yes.
Exactly. And of course, everybody's got, they're playing all kinds of video games and what have you.
Yes.
And yeah, I think it's really going to hurt our society later. We need more toy stores like you, right?
We need
So
more toy
that's
stores that
right.
are going to encourage that
Sure.
imaginative play. And we do have a few things that take batteries and have a screen, but they fall into the that's just plain cool category.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. That's great. It's events like this that American Express started for people to shop locally and to find small businesses in their community that they can do business with. But it really has fueled the future growth of these small businesses in that somebody may try and go out, I should say, go out on Small Business Saturday and realize how great the small businesses are around their community, and then continue to go to and use those companies
Hmm.
well after the weekend is over, right? Have you experienced
Oh,
that?
yes, I have definitely experienced that with Small Business Saturday and then other community events that we're a part of.
Yeah.
We'll have, we have an interaction with a customer,
Hmm.
and they fall in love with the things that we have, and they tell their, the grandmas are our best customers.
Yeah.
They tell the grandmas to come in and shop with us. And so not only do we have, the parents, but the grandparents come in, and now we develop a real relationship with this family, and we can make sure that nobody's overlapping. Like, I've had plenty of birthday party Saturdays where people will come in and be like, "Oh, I'm getting a birthday present for so and so," and the next person will come in and get a present for the same kid. So I can make sure that no one's getting a duplicate gift.
That's funny. That's a small town right there. That's for sure.
Yes, it is.
That's like Mayberry, right? Right, which is also in North Carolina. But so let me
Yep.
ask you this: what advice do you have for other small business owners who are trying to grow, especially in times of uncertainty that we see?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always uncertainty whenever you're running a small business, and that's actually probably part of the fun of it, to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of people who are small business owners like the challenge, and being able to come up with fun ways to grow their business. I think the biggest thing I've learned over the last couple of years is to not try to be an expert in everything. I'm really good at picking out toys and stocking the shelves, and I can do some social media and advertising, but when it comes to bookkeeping or something else, that doing my taxes, like, hire a professional to do those things. It's okay to not wear every single hat. And I know sometimes it can be hard because you're a new business, so you're struggling with funding, but in the long run, you'll realize that your time's better spent working on your business than in your business, which is a lesson I'm still trying to learn all the way.
Yes. Aren't we all as entrepreneurs? That's
Yes.
There's no question about it. Let me ask you this: for viewers who want to support, their small businesses in their community this weekend, what's the best way that they can show up for you and others in their own community?
Yeah, I mean, I would encourage them before Small Business Saturday, even if you just do it on the internet, search the small businesses in your area. There may be some hidden gems that you don't even know exist. And try to think about people on your list that may be interested in the items that those stores have. Or even if you can't purchase something from that small business, shouting them out on social media, sharing them with your friends is another great way to support them too.
That's right. That's right. No question about it. It's such an incredible time right now that we see. Let me ask you this: is this a good time to open up a small business?
I mean, like I said before, there's uncertainty every time whenever you open up a small business, and so I feel like it's sort of like getting married or having a baby. There's never really a great time or a perfect time.
That's a great example, right?
Yes.
No, it's a great. You're spot on. That's right. That's right.
Yes. And so I think just making sure that you get great partners, like the partnership I have with American Express.
Yeah, for sure.
And looking for other funding revenues or possible ways that you can diversify things, and really coming up with a good business plan is helpful, because then that way, if you do end up in a period of uncertainty, you know how you want to pivot and change.
That's right.
And also being open to all the possibilities, I think, is what helps people open a business anytime, because you may have one idea of what your business is going to be, but as you go through the process, you'll find that your community wants something else. That's right.
That's right. It's so true. And entrepreneurs pivot. I mean, that's one thing that we're known for, is being able to read the marketplace and know which way we've got to pivot and then take action. So it's really something. So, Lyndsey Simpson, Henderson Toy Company. I'm assuming you have an online presence as well?
We do. We're on Facebook and Instagram, HVL Toy Company, and then hvltoycompany.com.
That's great. We will show all the information on the screen here. So if you'd like to check her out online, and maybe there's a toy there that you feel would fit perfect under the tree, and all of small business and communities would appreciate that. So Lyndsey Simpson, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Very much appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, you as well. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of The Small Business Show with Jim Fitzpatrick, exclusively on ASBN.com.